Volt lecture with something about Yuchenko. Unfortunately, it's not so popular salto for the gymnasts that are here in Thessaloniki, but fortunately we have Leo that can a little bit manage some preparation, so will help me to show you some things. And I think for the junior gymnast could be a very good opportunity to have a second salto. Is a technical skill, so it needs very good methodic and step-by-step preparation. For sure, is something that we have to build with the gymnasts when they're growing up. When they are very, very small, not so tall, it's useful to create some methodical situation and not work directly on the competition setting. But I think that step by step could be a good option for also young gymnasts. And so I will try to show you some step-by-step preparation and some physical preparation points that are important for Yuchenko. First of all, I want to concentrate about snap with good exercise. You know that in Yuchenko we have a run up, then hurdle, then a roundoff, and arriving to the springboard. So first snap is for the roundoff, and then another snap from the roundoff to the vaulting table, and then another one from handstand to enter in the second flight. So just one good for me exercise that is, you know, proprioceptive and for coordination. It's easy because there is no load, but we have to pay attention to some details just to have a very good snap. Dov'è Gabriele? Fini. So they can, it maybe could be also funny for the gymnasts. They can have, they can done the exercise by couple, and the first one is the back snap, so from an open position to a closed position. And it's important that they push the feet ball over the head and the ear are in contact with the shoulder. The middle body is in total control and the stomach is inside, and very good alignment. And we have to work on the back chain. Apri, open, open, without lose the control of the middle body. Open the chest, and kick the ball and finish in this position. And then again, open the shoulder, open the chest, and kick in that position, okay? They can do maybe 5 for more, one to each other. And front snap, so from a little bit closed position on the front chain, they have to kick the ball back. The head follow the chest movement. So, okay. Push, 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 and open. Okay. It's important that they don't have to do like this. No, from null position, just open. And on the other side, from an open position, they don't have to do like this, but just from here, in that way, okay? Thank you. Then for the snap, we can add some load, so we can do almost the same with a little more, you know, weight on the hand. And the first start just to understand, apri, okay, the movement Slow from this position to this position without closing the shoulder. Push down, open the shoulder, apri le spalle. Ok, apri il bacino. From here and close to here. From here to here. And the gymnast needs always to push the hands. They don't have to rise up the hand and close this angle. It's just a modification of the chest and a little bit from the shoulder and from the hips. So from this position, apri, spingi avanti, okay, to this position. This and this, no? Okay. It's not difficult, we can help them, but it's important we pay attention on details. And for the front snap, and we can do the same, giù la testa, sui piedi, tondo, un po' più tondo, ok. In the same position, like this. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Stringi le chiappe. 1. Okay, without lose the middle body control. Okay, then we can add some more load. Ok, e chiudi. Senza chiudere. Ok. In a more dynamic way. Dentro le spalle, dentro. Okay, and the same, maybe for the, the back snap, it's okay if we reach the pommel at the height of the knees, something like that. But for the front one, it's better to a higher support. Go down. Tondo, e apri. Tondo, più tondo, esatto, e apri. Tondo, e apri. And that's it, okay? Then on the last stage, it's important that the gymnast can do and work on the back snap to rise up for the round off, and also from the table to enter the rotation with a complete movement. So from handstand, vai, da solo. Okay, it's not this, it's important that the shoulder rise up very fast, okay? And of course, when the difference of weight from the hand support surface and the floor is higher, more easy is the exercise. Spalle. Okay, not bad, not like this, but higher and faster. Faster, okay, a little bit better, okay? So all these kind of snaps are very important for Yuchenko. And for sure, another important thing is about the flexibility and mobility of the shoulders. We saw some exercise from Rossana. All these kind of exercises are good for mobility, active mobility for the shoulder, and of course we have a lot of some other exercise to force a little bit with passive exercise to try to open the shoulder. Okay, so this is about physical preparation that are useful for Yuchenko. And another important thing is to make the gymnast confident between a fast run, hurdle, and round off with a difficult situation because you have a vaulting table behind it, not so confident. So we have to step this kind of feeling step by step. Normally, we ask to the gymnast to run slower, a little bit more slow for Yuchenko, but it's not the point. They have to understand and they have to learn to run normally, to run fast and be confident and have a good feeling with hurdle and round-off. Okay, so for the first time, we have to remove some difficulties, and we can use, for example, the floor surface or maybe one big track just to have fast run, hurdle, round-off, and somersault. Don't think about open the shoulder on the flexibility, just arrive on the springboard after round-off and create this kind of feeling. Okay? Okay, not so bad. So the purpose of this exercise is just to create feeling with run, hurdle, and round-off. For sure, it's important to arrive. Mettiti sulla pedana. Ok. To arrive. No, un po' più avanti. No, più avanti con le spalle, non troppo. Ok. To arrive on the springboard in a good shape, okay, and a little bit before the vertical. You know, the principle is the same for direct vault. We say we have to anticipate the feet and create an angle between the body and the floor so the springboard can compress and then release in a good position. Here is the same. Okay. Normally the problem is that the gymnast, piega le gambe, arrive so much in this position and we ask to go on the springboard, but remember we have to create a little bit. Vai un po' più indietro con i piedi. Ok, ancora un po', ancora un po', ancora un po'. Ok. A little bit angle so that gymnast can compress the springboard and release in this position. Okay? And so one of the other difficulties to create a very good round-off that permit to the gymnast to arrive on a higher surface. So another good exercise is just to isolate round-off, and with harder round-off try to arrive on a higher mat like this. Okay? It's important that the gymnast don't do like this because then you have so much time to open the shoulder and arrive on the table. So good snap like here is enough. Okay, okay, it's quite good. Okay, once more here, just to show you, and then we can proceed with second step. Okay, good, good. Was quite quite fast the run. Good hurdle. Maybe the hurdle is not so, powerful. You can lift a little bit more and go down with the leg to arrive in a better way with the hands. But the arrival on the springboard was quite good, and the hips works to enter the salto, so quite good execution. Now we can, transfer this exercise on the vault, but with some protection and some situation that can feel the gymnast more comfortable with this new step. So also in this second step, our first target is to create good feeling between fast run, hurdle, and round-off that can arrive on the springboard, and just use the springboard to jump and use the hips to enter rotation. So the focus is on run, hurdle, round-off, and hips. Okay. For the moment, we don't care about the works of the hand and the shoulder flexion. Okay. Salto teso normale. So we ask to the gymnast fast run, hurdle, round-off, and just somersault, back somersault to arrive on the table. And we can create a feeling and comfortable situation so they are not afraid about table or something like that. Okay, okay. Maybe he would need a little bit more rotation in the somersault. Okay, he broke a little bit too much his hips on the springboard, but it's quite good. And so we can work a lot on this kind of preparation. So the gymnast can learn how to run fast, how to coordinate with the hurdles, a good round-off, and to use the springboard and just use the hips to create rotation. Okay? Then, second things, or third step, we ask to the gymnast like a tempo salto on the table. So we can use the same situation for the moment, but if the main target of this previous exercise was to have rotation but with good elevation, now we can ask to him a more rotation, so more speed, so to use a little bit more the hips and like a salto tempo arriving like here. Okay, okay. Is what's not so different from the previous execution, so I ask him to, work a little bit more on the snap for the round off, okay, and use more and more the hips to enter rotation. But also in this stage, I don't want to ask the gymnast to open the shoulder, because I don't want he do, like this. It's important for the first time they can understand and use the springboard. The gymnast is more confident with the situation. We can remove some, protection, okay, and we can ask the gymnast to use also the arms and open the shoulder with the flexion of the shoulder. But for the moment, we don't ask to him a very, strong support on the table, but just soft support, okay? Okay, something like that. He changed a little bit the round off. The snap was not finished. He had the heels a little bit maybe outside from the springboard, and also the hurdle was too much in this direction. We need to keep the energy and higher hurdle to go down and have a very good round off. Okay, was better. Okay, now we have to ask to the gymnast for the next stage to look for a very strong impact, strong support on the table, and it's important that during the support phase the gymnast look at the hands. So in this kind of position, just a look, not like this, but following the opening of the chest, and look at the hands. And it's important that after the strong support they take off. It's just a little bit before the handstand. So here it's too late, here it's good. Just a little bit before handstand. And we also help the gymnast to prepare to the strong impact with some exercise. I will show you one right now. And it's also important that if we ask him to be a little bit stronger with the arms, he don't lose the middle body, and he use springboard and hips to enter in the rotation, because otherwise, same problem, okay? If we ask the gymnast to reach the table, maybe he can go in this way and no take off from the springboard, and we don't have any kind of rotation and speed to enter in the salto, okay? Con un po' di linea. So, first of all, just to arrive in this position and feel to the gymnast how it's important to reach the table and stay. So, no, it's okay. The head is good, look at the hand, and that's it. So, you can do a little bit alone. 1 and 2, without bending the arms and without go too much back with the head. Non andare indietro con la testa, ti aiuto io, ti supporto io. E là. Okay, good, good. Again. Okay, good. Then we can ask to him to do a a small jump, rebound on this, and lay back on the mat. We try, we can help him, and it's not so easy, but we can do. Ti aiuto, eh? Ok. Non piegare le braccia. Ce la fate? Vuoi fare il tuo assistenza e tengo io? Ok. Ok. Ok, like this. Much better. One more. Occhio a non rovesciare troppo la testa. Ok. Un pochino, sì. It's important that when the gymnast reach the mat, he don't do like this, but just push and stay in that position. It depends. Maybe we can start with normal position of the end, and you know, it depends also on the flexibility of the gymnast. Maybe in this way they can open a little bit more and push, or sometimes they can block a little bit more in this position. It depends on mobility and you know, physical preparation situation. It's important they stay very strong in that position, that can use a good snap to enter the salto. For some gymnasts, they have some lack of flexibility, so this position can help them to open a little bit more the shoulder. Some other are, you know, too much flexibility, so this position can help them to block a little bit more. And that's it. Also, somebody use one arm in one position and another one in the other, just to anticipate a little bit the twist. But it's not our interest in now. Okay, just we need to teach the gymnast how to reach the tables, to stay strong, to release a little bit before handstand and enter the rotation. Okay, and so last step we can try, of course, to have a strong impact, strong support, and then snap, arrive, laying back on the big mats. Okay, now the impact was much better. He bent a little bit the arms, and I think the last phase of the run-up was, you know, a little bit slower than before, but it's good. There is good elevation, there is rotation, so it's a good stage. Dai, lo proviamo di là o no? Okay, so we can try one. It's the first of the week since last time, so we can try one full Yuchenko on the Yuchenko, just a somersault. There, sei d'accordo tu? O ti crea problemi? Cioè, hai le misure?
No, è quello.
Ah, okay. No. Okay, no problem, because he's the first time there, and so he doesn't have the measure of the run-up, so it's not so confident with the situation. But maybe tomorrow or the day after in the morning, you can work on it a little bit. And so it's a very good situation. The next step is just to try on the pit. Of course, if we have some problem, come back 1 step, 2 steps before, you know, always is a good methodology. And yeah, that's it. I don't know if you have any question or focus point that you want to remark or not. That the gymnast can use the arms to gain a little bit potential energy, okay, and go a little bit high. And it's important that the body is on one line and the gymnast keep the hips in forward and horizontal position to reach a correct situation to arrive on the round off. Nothing more? Okay, have a good lunch. Thank you.